Hey, Floss Tube. It is Thursday, August 21st, and my name is Heather. This is my second Floss Tube. I'm really impressed with myself for doing this again. First of all, I want to thank everybody who watched my first video. I was really excited to see those views. I didn't really think anybody would want to watch me, but yay! And thank you for subscribing, for liking, for commenting. That really means a lot to me. It makes me want to keep going and makes me feel like I'm not talking to myself, which is pretty nice. I also want to thank Bendy Stitchy. She gave me a wonderful shout out in her last video, and that's awesome. She's really amazing about shouting out, especially new floss tubers, which I think is great. And I have found so many people through her. So if you are looking for new people to watch, literally just watch her videos and the shout outs. She shouts out so many people, and I think it's really great. I'm in a new location today. This is my bedroom. The lighting is better, even though I have less windows. I don't understand. Please ignore my giant wall that's empty back here. We live in California, and earthquakes and that type of stuff scare me, especially because my little one still sleeps in bed with us. That's okay. He'll get out of there eventually, but I just get so nervous about things falling on our heads. So until I find some lightweight things or I don't know, things that won't impale me in the head, I will keep that empty. My husband has plans to build us a like a headboard, so hopefully soon. Okay, so I have a couple of things to talk about. Sorry, I keep touching my face. That's weird. I wanted to, I have two FFOs that are not, well, one's recent, one is way not. So I just wanted to show you the two things like in my life that I've finished. I have a little bit of progress. After my last video, I got super busy. I was doing some overnight work and, I work a second job and I just didn't have a lot of time to stitch. But I did get some progress, and I'm actually pretty impressed with myself with how much I did get with how little time I had. I do have a little haul. Now, I know last time I went through this whole thing about how I'm never going to have haul. But I have a tiny bit. Disclaimer, I sell, and I do that because I don't really do anything with it, Pampered Chef. And I had a random big order, so I was able to take that commission check and buy me some cross stitch stuff that I was running low on and stuff I wanted to start. So this will probably be the only haul that you'll see for a while. But that's okay. It's some cool stuff, so I'm excited about that. What else? And then I have some plans, and I'm going to talk about this rotation that I've been thinking about. And if you follow me on Instagram, I've been kind of moaning about needing a rotation for a while. So I think I'm going to start one and stick to it and see what happens. And then if I hate it, I hate it. It's not like there's a rotation police that's going to come knocking on my door saying I'm not doing it right. So that's it. Let me have a quick sip of coffee. Oh, this mug. I love this mug. This is the mug that my husband gave to me for my very first Mother's Day. Mommy, baby. And this started my owl obsession. This is what inspired my hate. I love it. I do love coffee mugs, much like mini floss tubers. Actually, I have to keep paring them down because our house is tiny, but I keep collecting them. Okay, so let me start with my FFO. So I'm going to show you my oldest FFO. It's like the only one I have. I don't remember when I did this. I do know that I was living on my own, and that was literally the year before I met my husband. So this has to be 12 years old. Sure. Okay, so this, I did this piece. Oh, perfect, no glare. Yes, I did this piece, like I said, about 12 years ago. It's pretty. It's a dimensions kit. Get closer so you can actually see it. I'm sorry the lighting is kind of bad. I just It's a gloomy day in California, which is odd, but I have to work with it because this is the time I have. I really love the colors in here, and my apartment that I lived in, it was the first apartment that I lived in all by myself. I always had roommates before that. Excuse me. And so I was excited to decorate my own space, and I had this Asian theme thing going. So I found this kit. It took me a while, but I was pretty stoked that I finished it. And then right after I finished this, I met my husband, and he actually took me to get this framed because he was impressed with it. So nice. So yeah, so this still hangs in our house today in a weird spot. It's over here. All right. Okay. And then the other one I have fully finished is one of these, it's a Mill Hill kit. And we were at an LNS in La Jolla. No, not La Jolla, PB. And my husband saw these and enabled me to get them. And he said, oh, make those for me. So I completed it. And then I said, told him how these are typically finished. And he didn't want them finished that way. He wanted it finished this way. And he's a landscape architect. He's got a designer eye, and he's kind of out of the box sometimes. So we had these huge frames in our kitchen. We have two of them side by side, and I had just printed off pictures off the internet and stuck them in there. But this is how he wanted these frames. He didn't want me to cut it out. He just wanted me to stick it in there, and so I did. And it looks kind of cool, as is. But yeah, so I finished that. That only took me like 4 days. Probably could have not taken me as long, but I don't get a ton of stitching time. I do have another one. I have this guy, the green one. So he'll go in the exact same frame. Oh, this lighting is awful. I'm sorry, guys. He'll go in the exact same frame right next door to him. And I think I'm going to start this. I don't know. I don't have a lot of Halloween stuff. So maybe this will be my Darktober start. Who knows? Yeah, so there you go. All right, so those are my FFOs. All right, progress. So I did have a little bit of progress on some stuff. The first one was the cross. I will try to insert pictures of the before. I need to get better at that. One, I don't know if I can because I don't know how this will, the editing thing works. And two, I'm not going to spend that much time trying to figure it out. I got too much to do today. But there may be a picture here of the before. There may not. But my goal was to finish the bottom portion of the cross. And let me show you really quick. Should have been more prepared. This is what it will look like. And then let's darken this a little bit. So this is what I have done. This, if you remember, or if you don't know, because this is your first time here, this is a Christmas gift for my mother-in-law. She's Catholic, and she stitches for everybody. Every time there's a baby that comes in the world in this family, she stitches a sampler for them. And nobody's ever made her anything. So I thought it would be nice to do that. I'm using, this is, I think this is 18 count Aida, to something I got at Joann's. And then the floss is DMC variegated. It's number 69. I'm not paying too much attention to the variegation. I'm just kind of letting it lay as it, just letting it fall as it does. I'm paying a little bit more attention because this nonsense right here, the streak, is killing me. But I'm not going to frog that out. It's just, that'll take way too much time. So I got this done. My goal was to get this portion done in September. So I got it done pretty early, which I was excited about. But now I'm starting to get nervous about finishing it on time. So this is going to get extra days in my new rotation. So that's that. All right. I'll show you this one first. The last time I showed you this, I barely had anything going. and I had a bunch of questions. Thank you, Stitch and Mommy, for your advice, because I took it and now I'm finally getting into a groove with this. This is my red Quaker cross stitch sampler. So the last time you saw this, I literally only had like 2 little things done right here. And now this motif is complete, except for the back stitching. There's back stitching. And then this one, there's 2 more of these hearts, upside down hearts. That's what you want to call them. So I'm a doula, and doulas see things. I'm just going to say it. This does not look like a heart to me. This looks like a vulva. And I see vulvas everywhere because I literally see them everywhere. That's part of the reason I picked up this piece and decided to stitch it, was right here. I think they're pretty. And I'm not going to get into all of my vulva weirdness right now, but I'm reading a book about them and the power behind them. So yeah, anything that looks like a lotus flower, we'll just call it that, or a vulva like that, I am all about. But anyway, so I was impressed. I got into a groove with this and I'm excited to keep going on that. Yeah. And then, oh, I am not prepared at all. I didn't bring what these should look like. Hang on one second. I'm going to go grab that. Okay, I'm back. So I was showing you this. This is what the finished piece will look like. I think it's really pretty. And this is a free pattern. If you just Google this red Quaker cross stitch sampler, you can find it. So free patterns work for me. Yeah. All right. So a little progress on that. Yeah. I really need to get some needle minders. I only own one. And I am over losing my needle minders. Or my needles. Okay. The next thing I made progress on was sorry you guys, I am so out of sorts and I need to pause it one more time. Oh, I'm still going. Sorry. I'm usually not this unprepared in life. I had an unexpected time alone, so I thought, ooh, I need to film real quick. Threw everything together, and obviously I'm not ready. So the next thing I made progress on was my being inspired. I am stitching this along with Bendy Stitchy, Drew from Weasley, Stitch Adventure, and Steph from Pam and Steph. I was just telling Michelle, I kind of feel like the girl that killed the sow, because I haven't seen any progress on anybody's. But I'm actually really loving this. I think it's stitching up really nicely. This is my first piece ever stitching not on Aida. This is is this? This is 24 count Joblin. I got this from, one of the clearance things in Hobby Lobby. But it's coming out kind of cool. I like it. This last night, like at 10 o'clock, I realized this shading right here, I totally stitched in the wrong color. So I had to frog that. And I was really annoyed, but back on track. So I'm almost done with this heart, and then, I'll move up and down. And I just kind of realized, like, I'm still learning how to count on this. So this is not a full coverage piece. So when I have to move over to the next motif, I'm going to have to teach myself how to count over. It's probably easier than I'm making it out to be, but that's okay. There it is. I think it's coming out cool. My husband was very skeptical of this at first, but now he's starting to like it. So, hey. And then the last piece I worked on, I barely worked on it. Again, I'll try to insert a picture here. Who knows? Is my Heaven and Earth design. Owl family portrait. This was a present to myself after I started my business. And owls, of course. And this is my family perfectly. I have 2 boys, and my oldest loves green, anything green. He's like, that's me, that's my favorite. So he loves this. Yeah, yeah, this will take a little while, but I'm really loving working on this. And I had to force myself to put it down because I want to stitch on everything, but I keep finding myself coming back to this, and I don't want to get burnt out, and I want to see progress on other stuff. So here it is. Literally all I did was fill in some more like right here. Added a little bit of this background and kind of filled in his head right here. Not very much. I think I only worked on it like an hour and a half one night. Just because I was needing to. Here's my one and only little sad needle minder. I need to get him some friends. He's a lifesaver. I think I'm spending more on buying needles because I keep losing them than if I would just get, a couple of needle minders, but I'm having issues spending right now. So yeah, so that's my Hade. He's cute, and I like that you can see like his body starting right here. And I learned my lesson because you can totally see lines right here. And so I think what I'll do is for background, when you get over to this page, there's a lot more background on top. I'm going to keep the pattern of the lines I did, so do the same column cadence. But with the owls, I've been extending over now into the next page so they don't have lines down the middle of their face. This guy will, but definitely not frogging because this little section right here is like 30 colors. So I'm not doing that. But there you go. That's that. All right. Just get myself a smidgen organized here. Haul. So like I said, I don't have a ton, but I do have some fun stuff. I, like many other people in the stitching community, went to Walmart. I did get myself a nice stack of 10-cent floss. When they went down to 2 cents, I tried 2 different Walmarts and they were out. But I did find this little kit. I think I'm going to stitch this up real quick and put it as a Christmas present for my oldest. Love you to the moon and back. We have said that to each other since he was able to talk every night before bed. So, and since we're doing a space theme for his room, this is all kind of perfect. So I'll stitch that up for him. Hopefully, it shouldn't take me long at all, right? It's like 2 or 3 days. So I got that. Also, so I saw this on Stitch Adventure. She posted this on Instagram and I was like, woo, I need that. Showed up in my mailbox not too long after. I know Stitch Adventure didn't send this to me. I think a non-stitchy friend actually did after some investigation. But this is Mill Hill Spring Bouquet. Lotus egg. See what I see. So of course I'm going to have to stitch this up. It's a magnet. So my husband is super excited to have a vulva egg on the refrigerator. I know he is. He's not really, but that's okay. So yeah, I got that. So I'm excited to stitch that up. I'm going to put that into my rotation that I'll talk about in a minute. Okay. I also got, I'll do this. So in full coverage fanatics, today is the 21st. So today starts the September start. It's the only, it's like the only event for the rest of this year, but it's Ann P's birthday. So happy birthday, Ann. So I was going to start another Hade, which I ended up having to do because I'm not smart, but Michelle, Bendy Stitchy, enabler, and also I'm kind of a sheep, so I do a lot of following, but that's okay. I find a lot of things I like, and then I need to do them too. So Michelle is actually doing one of these. She posted that her plan has changed, and she has been waiting for this Donna stitch to come out with Alice in Wonderland, and they did. She bought it. She changed her plan. So for full coverage fanatics, today's event, she's going to start Alice in Wonderland. And I was going to start this one, Snow White. I like Alice in Wonderland, but I'm definitely not, like an Alice fanatic. I am a Snow White fanatic. This is my favorite. And I was really excited to start this, thought I had the fabric and everything, and pulled out my fabric this morning. Wrong size. So I quickly ordered the right size, so that should be coming soon. And when it comes, I'm just going to start it. I think it's super cute. And except for, and maybe you guys can help me out, there is one floss, DMC 3891. I can't find it. It's not at Michael's. It's not on 123 Stitch. Where do I get DMC 3891? It's weird that I can't find it. And, you know, there's 137 stitches of it. I'm sure I can, you know, substitute or find something close, but like I'd like to use the same. I'm not a very good converter or like maker up as I go, but so I'd like to find that DMC. If you can help me with that, that would be great. All right, so the next thing I got, this is from my Pampered Chef commission also. My best friend in the whole world is amazing, and she does so much for me and my kids and my family, and have been wanting to do a stitch for her. Didn't know what I wanted to do, and then I saw this somewhere, so I went and got it. It wasn't that much. I already have fabric for it. She is into all things Paris, so I went ahead and got this Satsuma Street Pretty Little Paris. I'm gonna stitch that up for her. I don't know if I'll get this done by Christmas. I will put it into rotation, but who knows? And I think I'm gonna finish it just like this in the, you know, the wood hoop. She will love this, and I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty, very pink. Okay, she'll like it. So I'm excited to get that chart. Doesn't look too complicated, and they're not confetti, which is nice. All right, get a little messy over here. Then I have been to just about every thrift store, like in a 10 or 15 mile radius of me, and I'm like striking out. And then I found this random one, and I can tell that they get cross stitch stuff because they have a bin specifically for, it says like needlepoint floss. I've been twice. It's been empty both times. That's okay. I'll keep looking. But I did go upstairs and they have this ginormous book section. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I wonder what I can find. And they actually had a whole needlepoint section, and they had cross stitch magazines and books and all kinds of stuff. So I got 4 little things. I'll show you these. It's like 50 cents for the stack. So of course I bought it. So the first thing I got was this, it's got no cover, the Complete Encyclopedia of Stitchery. I think this is really, really fun. This is copyright like 1979, and it literally has like, it's like every single stitch in the world that you could think of to stitch. It's got embroidery, and you know, all the specialty stitches for cross stitch, French knots, those types of things are under embroidery. It's got quilting, it's got crocheting, it's got knitting. Embroidering is pretty much the biggest section. Sewing, macrame, rug making, it's got everything. Like, you know, 1979, YouTube did not exist. But I saw this and I thought, man, this really needs to be, you know, owned by a stitcher. So I bought it. I think it's neat. Whenever I get into patterns that have specialty stitches, I'll try to use this first before going to YouTube. But I like this. Then I found For the Love of Cross Stitch. This is November 2000. And this one actually has some cool little samplers in it, and I might stitch them. So let me just show you like 1 or 2 that I liked. Is it this one? Or did I like that one better? I don't know. Oh no, it was this one. I mean, check that out. Check out those overalls, right? You know, McKenna keeps looking for people stitching in heels, but stitching in overalls, that's the thing. But you know, they've got like some autumn themed samplers. I think I like. Ooh, and these leaves are kind of cool. I don't think I'd stitch these on a towel. I don't know what I would ever do with it, but I thought those leaves are kind of cool. We also have, you know, cute little snowman. I thought there's a sampler in here somewhere I like. One of these. Anyways, so there's that one. I also picked up For the Love of Cross Stitch, November 1999. It's kind of a fun, colorful sampler. This one doesn't have. It's just one I liked. One of these I loved, and one of these I was not so much about. I think this is the one I kind of like. No, this is not. Sorry, I'm just trying to see if there's anything worth showing in this one. You know, this one's not so much me. You know, sports spoken here. Little like woodland, home sweet home. What else? You know, a couple of Santas. But I picked this up not really looking through it. I don't think I'm going to stitch anything out. Oops. I'm not going to stitch anything out of this. The only thing I would maybe stitch is that, but I just don't see it happening. So if you want this, just comment. If there's more than one, I'll random generate, but I don't know. I don't know if that would happen. So if you want this, I'm going to go ahead and pass this on. Just comment something. I don't care. And then the last thing I got was this Better Homes and Garden Cross Stitch Christmas. This is 1997. But, you know, it does have some cute things in here. Like I don't hate that. I wouldn't do the ribbon like that. But a Merry Christmas to all. That's nice. Or very Merry Christmas to all. You see what they did there, right? With the whole V with the ribbon, but I would stitch the V, maybe a little pillow, something like that. Hot air balloon Santa dropping off presents the lazy way. Gave the reindeer a night off, I guess. Some weird looking elf ornaments. No, these are kind of creepy in a cool way. Rock and roll Santa up there, man. There's lots of ornaments in here. This thing is pretty. Let me just see. I like this one. And then, ooh, there's a bonus in here. You know, if you feel the need to cross stitch your clothes, you know, holidays in style, check out that collar. Yeah, that's gotta happen, right? You know, if you want to encourage your children to wear your cross stitch, there's that too. You know, I can't really knock this because there are pictures of me somewhere wearing stuff just like that. I'm pretty sure I still have those clothes somewhere. Oh, and I kind of thought that these are so cool. Right here. Yeah. And there's a little bonus back here that I did not even see. Exclusive design. You can make that cool thing. Yeah. So I was pretty stoked to actually find some cross stitch in a thrift store because I was starting to give up hope. All right. Okay. And then, like I said, I started Heather today for Full Coverage Fanatics. I love her. I think she's smoking. And, Heather. I don't look anything like this, but that's okay. I still love her. I got the most piddly little start, less than 100 stitches. But this was like a scramble after I could not find the fabric for the other piece. So there it is. This is on 22 count Hardinger. Got it at Michael's. It was on sale on a coupon and all that good stuff. First time working with this count. This is the smallest count I've worked with, or the biggest count. Smallest pulls. So we'll see. It doesn't seem to be too hard so far. It's pretty stiff, but that's what you get. I don't have a fabric stash, so it's not easy for me to just like pull out a piece. Pretty much all the fabric I have is now being used for something. So it is what it is. Okay, so I've been talking about a rotation, and so this is what I think I'm going to do starting next week, Monday. I'm going to give myself the rest of the week to keep working on being inspired because I got into a groove and I really love it. However, of course, this weekend is crazy. My brother is in town with his wife and baby from Alaska, and so we'll be spending a lot of time with them. Probably not a lot of stitching time, but I'll get some here and there. But what I think I'm going to do is literally just do a piece a day. So, this is my little old notebook, but you see my, see that? Oh yeah. So I'm going to start Monday with my space piece, and then I'm a little bit nervous about getting that cross done. So every 2 days I'm going to do the cross. So I'm going to do space, then my cross, being inspired, my Haid, cross, my Merry Christmas piece, my Quaker piece, cross, Heather. Oh, and then I want to start Lotus, cross, Donna, Sugar Skull, cross. I'm going to see how that works for, the next 10 days or so. And if I like it, then I'll keep going with it. If I hate it, I will stop. Nobody's going to come knocking on my door yelling at me. Nobody's going to make me do anything I don't want to do. But I'm calling it project paralysis. Like I want to work on everything. And so I just can't start. And then when I'm stitching on something, I'm thinking about another piece and I'm feeling guilty because I haven't touched it in a while. And, my boys want the space one done. I want to do my Haid. So I was getting really super frazzled. And the whole stitch what calls to me thing was working for a while. But now I actually have a couple of things in rotation. And I'd like to see some progress on everything. So I'm going to start this. And it can ebb and flow. If there's a new start or if I do a finish, cool. I can decide what I want to do with that at that time. But I have to do something different because it's not working for me. I'm getting stressed and overwhelmed, and that is not what cross stitch is about. This is my stress relief. There's a lot of stress in my life right now, and this cannot add to it. This has to take away from it. So I will be doing something different. All right, the final thing, I just wanted to do 3 shout outs. Aside from, all the I don't want to say favorites, the well-known ones that I watch McKenna all the time. I watch Weasley Studios all the time. I watch Bendy Stitchy, obviously. Fun Girl, Vana, all those. I watch them all and I love them all. But I found a new stitcher. She's got, I think, 2 videos out. One was like an introduction and some whips, and then one was an August finish. Her name is Stitching Liz, L-I-S, Stitching Liz. If I remember, I will link her below, but she's doing some clouds factories and she's got a lot of cool projects going on. So go check her out. She's very sweet, calming, nice, calm, quiet voice. She was a pleasure to listen to. And then of course, Top Knot Stitcher. I really love her videos. I think she's stitching some fun stuff. She's super into Harry Potter, which I love. She's collecting all the books. And she's just so sweet. And then I have to shout out a fellow Southern Californian, M. Kissa. She's been stitching for a while. I think a lot of people know her. I really need to take notes. I stitch while I'm watching floss tube, so I'm not really taking notes. But I binge watched her when I found her. She's into Disney and into Tiki and all the same kind of stuff that I'm into. So it was fun to see that and comment on her stuff. I think that's it. Thank you for sticking with me. I'm less nervous, still awkward, but that's okay. I will get better, and hopefully next time I'll have more progress. Like I said, my life is very sporadic. I live on-call life. I'm working a couple of jobs, so I can't commit to a certain filming day or upload day, so you'll just get to see me when I pop up if you want to see me. But thank you for those who have subscribed and commented and liked. Please keep them coming. It really means the world to me when I get that notification that somebody's commented on my video. Makes me feel good. Makes me, like I said, it makes me feel like I'm talking to people and not myself. I literally don't know anybody who stitches on the level, not the level, like stitches the amount of stuff that I stitch. I know one person, but we don't really talk about it. So I want to talk to people who get excited. And my husband's like, oh, that's cool, but he doesn't care. So thank you. And I hope to see you in another probably 2-ish weeks. All right. Thanks, guys.